Yeah, we are now starting now. Okay, now is the next section, the coming section is that I welcome the speaker that is from Macau Productivity and Technology Transfer Center. Yeah, he's the IT and Technology General Manager. IT manager， OK， 係啦，我哋而家有請澳門生產力暨科技轉移中心資訊系統及科技部經理嚟同我哋講有關3D printer喺澳門嘅發展嘅，係啦，我哋有請。
Good afternoon, everybody. I come from the Macau Productivity and Technology Transfer Center. My name is Adam. My slides is in Chinese, but I can deliver it in English. So let's start. First of all, let me have a very brief introduction about our organization. From the name of our organization, productivity, our main job is to enhance the productivity of the Macau industries. This is the first aim. Another, technology transfer. That means we deliver training and mainly vocational training. We have trainings on 4 main areas: management, fashion designs, languages, and finally, ICT. I'm responsible for the ICT part. So let me introduce our department, Information System and Technology Department. Our department have several functions. First of all is to build up and manage the information system of our center. This is the first job. Another job is the main job is to deliver IT trainings to Macau citizens. I divide our jobs into 3 parts: introducing new concept, knowledge and technology, product and service. Constantly, we will introduce the most updated technologies to Macau industries. Knowledge and skills. We have training, certification, and competition. CyberLab is a training center. This training center, I work here. I work in this training center. And we deliver IT courses, mainly IT courses. This is our training facilities, mainly computer rooms and some laboratories on networking equipment. This is the trainings that we are delivering currently. I don't explain one by one. You will be familiar with all of this. is mainly on system and networking, software development, IT management, database, website, and some sort of robotics and 3D printing. We have organized many 3D printing seminar, workshops, and even competition. And this is the winner of the 3D modeling competition last year. This is a fish, but in fact it is for it is a pen stand. Okay. Let me conclude this part first. So, the second part, I will talk about what we have done on the promotion of 3D modeling and 3D printing in Macau. Our main target audience is secondary school teachers and students. Of course, all the rest personnel who are interested in 3D printing, we are welcome. But our main target is secondary school teachers and students. In 2013, we start to learn about 3D printing technology. It's not, it's a bit late. I mean, it's a bit late, but our progress is quite fast. We bought our first 3D printer MakerBot, Replicator 2X in September 2013. And in November of the same year, we organized the first seminar about 3D printing technology and application. There are more than 200 persons joined this seminar, and this is the first seminar about 3D printing in Macau. In November, we start to meet with Parker, which is the designer of Tiny Boy. And we found this printer is quite suitable for promoting to secondary schools. So we try to find Parker and talk with him on cooperating with him to promote Tiny Boy to the secondary school in Macau. And in April of 2014, we start to make the first Tiny Boy. Later, we worked with another Hong Kong 3D printer designer, Chris Lau. His product, a Waveset 3D printer, we found that it is economic, the price is reasonable, and it is a DIY, can be DIY, it's open source. So we also think that this 3D printer is suitable to promote to persons who are interested in making 3D printers. So from that on, we organized a seminar and workshop with Chris, and he helped us to deliver a seminar and to deliver a workshop on assembling 3D printers from components. 45 people enrolled, but we have only 12 seats. This is the first workshop. Because due to this huge requirement, we continue to host this kind of 3D printer assembly workshop. Last year, we have basically trained 48 persons, mainly the teachers from secondary school and primary schools. They come to learn the principle of 3D printer and learn how to assemble it, how to assemble a 3D printer. Here, I would like to thank Chris because he helped us to deliver all these workshops. Further, we have another course aimed for the teacher in secondary schools or primary school. We teach them how to do the 3D modeling and then teach them how to make their first 3D printed product. In the summertime last year, we have hosted 2 classes for the secondary students as a summer activity. These classes are sponsored by the Macau Youth Education Bureau. At that time, 36 students joined these classes. We have worked with Parker and then teach those students to assemble Tiny Boy 3D printer. In November of 2014, we host another 3D seminar, which talk about the most updated 3D printing technologies, during which we have SMA 3D printer, paper. This apple and orange is printed with paper, which is quite very elastic. And the machine is quite expensive, but the materials is cheap. Okay, we have 55 persons joined this seminar. Those are all the seminars and workshops we have hosted during the last 2 years, and we succeed in bringing 3D printing into the secondary schools. So nowadays in Macau, there are about more than 50 secondary schools. More than 50 secondary schools. Sorry. Sorry about that. Among which, we see that at least 2 secondary schools are very innovative, and they are the pioneer on promoting 3D printing to their students. They are the Puiching Secondary School and Tong Sin Tong Secondary School. They have brought their 3D printers in 2014, and some even 2013. They have already their own 3D printers, and they do a lot of classes to teach their students in 3D modeling and 3D printing. Currently in Macau, I've said that there are more than 50 secondary schools. Recently, the Macau Technology Fund, the Macau Technology Fund, has sponsored more than 30 secondary schools to purchase 3D printers. The sponsored amount is about from about $30,000 to 100 something Hong Kong dollars for them to purchase 3D printers. So here, it brings a great opportunity to our centers because so many schools is purchasing the 3D printer. So the teachers will need 3D printing training, either on 3D modeling, and the principle of 3D printer, and how to use the 3D printer, even how to maintain the 3D printers. So in the coming half years, I think we will organize classes on 3D modeling, teaching them to use different 3D modeling softwares, either open source, free, or paid, including SketchUp, 123D design, Maya, Inventor, etc. We want to teach them different 3D modeling software to suit their different needs. Also, we will continue to host the 3D printer modeling, 3D printer, how to teach them how to use the 3D printer, how to use the slicing software, and how to do the 3D printing. Okay. This is the second part of my presentation. I think this part will give you a brief idea on the 3D printing application in Macau. And then you may ask me, what about the application in the industry or commercial business? I can tell you not much. There are only a few companies established in this year or last year, which focus on 3D printing business. They sell 3D printers, they provide 3D printing services, but it's only very few compared to Hong Kong. And we don't have locally designed 3D printer yet. But in Hong Kong, there are some locally designed 3D printers. That's the current situation. Okay. Lastly, I would like to share with you. Personally, I am a 3D printer maker also. I just make 3D printer. I didn't design. I just make 3D printer. I have made one 3D printer during the last year. You may think that 1 year for one printer, is it too long? It's a long story, and the printer is continuously being changed, improved. So let us go through it. My 3D printer is a Delta 3D printer, which is not a XYZ 3D printer. It can print objects up to 30 meters. This one is 33 centimeters height. It's a single piece of printed product. So it's not very common. Okay. The reason that I choose Delta 3D printers because it is more interesting because the mechanical design is very special. The movement of the print head is very interesting. Okay. Nobody teach me how to do it. I search on the internet and then do many researches and read many different websites. And finally, I decided to make a rock stock style 3D printers. Okay. I mainly use their design, use the rock stock design, and then I will have my own improvement on the different parts. Okay. First one, I have tried different extruder. These extruders are not designed by me. I just get it from the internet. Firstly, I used the Bowen extruder, this one. I found it is not powerful enough, so later I changed to a geared one, which is much more better. And this is about the auto leveling. One very important features in Delta 3D printers is the auto leveling. Firstly, I make a mechanical parts to do the auto leveling. These parts are designed by me. I design it, I build it up, but the result is not very good. And later on, I moved to use force sensing resistor, which is much more expensive, but it has better result. Firstly, I put it on the top of the hot end, but the result of this design is not very good. Mainly, as sometimes it will cannot do very good auto leveling. So later on, I've changed it to the under the heat bed. Since I need to put it under the heat bed, I cannot directly place the heat bed on the force sensing resistors. So I design my own. I can call it a holder. The force sensing resistors are put in these three areas, and then I connect them together, and then I have the heat bed here. This solves the problem of directly hitting the FSR. Okay, and later on I add the remote monitor. This is an open source project called OptoPrint, which utilizes Raspberry Pi and some camera. So I succeeded in adding the remote monitoring and control. And these two diagrams is about try to hit the limit of this printer. I printed fruit and then a tower, which is about 33 centimeters height and 32 centimeters height. Others of my design. I make these 3D models in India and print it out. You found that it's different because it is no good to print this position. Another one? Anybody know about this? I draw it and then print it with a lot of supports. But the final outcome is not very good because some of the parts are very thin. And I also designed some tools for my own use. It is a filament spooler. And this is the latest appearance of my 3D printers. It has dual hot end and dual extruders. And here, one model which has scale. The result is not very good. I still need to improve it. Now, because I found that this type of arrangement is not good. The left, right hot end will scratch the model. So I'm working on another design from the internet. It's not designed by me, I just found it from the internet. It is a rotating platform. We will rotate the hot end. So only one hot end touching the model. We can prevent the problem of scratching the model by the other. And this is all my sharing this afternoon. Thank you.
Sharing with us about what's going on in Macau, and then his self-making 3D printer. Yeah. And then next, 首先多謝歐先生幫我哋介紹呢個，即係介紹澳門個情況啦，咁同埋呢個佢嗰部自己嘅 3D printer 嘅。咁另外一位劉冠華先生劉 Sir 就因為而家佢比賽嘅潛水機械咁佢嚟唔到嘅，咁所以即係呢個即係頭先個 talk 就即係冇咗少一個 speaker 嘅，係啦。咁而家就有請新加坡嘅。